My name is Justin Pettit. I am a student at Purdue University Global. This is class TH213, Food and Beverage Management. And just like a lot of you out there, our family has a hard time finding healthy options when it comes to eating. In our area, we have fast food restaurants everywhere you look, one after another. So when it comes to eating nutritious, we have to eat at home a lot and make our own meals. Now, whenever it comes to main dishes, my wife does a really good job. We have those covered. But I'm currently training for the New York City Marathon, and I tend to want to snack a lot. And finding healthy snacks, that can be a lot of trouble. So I have here a recipe I'm going to show you. It's for peanut butter cereal bars. I found this on the myplate.gov website, so you know they're pretty good. Now we'll go over the ingredients here. It only takes about 15 minutes to get these together. All you need is 1/2 cup of honey, 1 cup of peanut butter, 2 cups of crisp rice cereal, 2 cups of quick oats, not old-fashioned, quick oats, and then 1 cup of dried fruit. You can use raisins. We don't really like raisins here, so we like to use the dried cranberries. So let's make these Rice Krispie cereal bars real quick here. But first, let's wash our hands. All right, to wash our hands properly, we will follow the CDC guidelines. This means we're going to use warm water. That's warm. And we're going to set my timer for 20 seconds here. So when you wash your hands, use some antibacterial soap. You really want to get under your nails, kind of clean up high. Really, you can also sing the tune of Happy Birthday. That's a real good one if you want to know what 20 seconds is if you don't have a timer. Now that's been about 20 seconds, so we're going to rinse now. Rinse them off real good and turn it up. And we're going to use paper towels. If you have a hand dryer, you can use a hand dryer. The most important part is to just get your hands really clean before you handle any of the food. We're over here at the stove. We've got our large saucepan, and we're going to add our honey to this. Now, we want to bring the honey to a boil, but we don't want to let it burn. Honey can burn real easy, and then you're going to have it's not going to have a real good taste to it here. Now, it calls for 1/2 cup. I like to put just a little bit more in there because it's really difficult to get all of the honey out, and you don't want to be without honey because then your recipe is not going to be like it needs to be. It's probably going to be a little more tough, and you don't want that. So we'll wait on the honey to boil here. See, the honey is starting to boil. It smells wonderful too. So we're going to turn the heat down to just a simmer. Again, we don't want this to burn. So we're going to remove it from the heat for just a second. And then you can see it is starting to, just like that. So now while it's still hot, we're going to start adding our peanut butter. Same thing with the peanut butter. You want to add just a little more than a cup. That way you don't, because it's hard to get all this peanut butter out of these measuring cups. And so we're going to put that over in the sink, and we're just going to slowly let this blend in together. It's going to it's not going to be as thick. Now these bars are actually intended for just snacks, but they're also really good for breakfast. If you're like me, you don't have a lot of time for breakfast. Seems like breakfast is the most overlooked meal of the day, even though it is one of the most important. So these are great for breakfast if you're on the go. You can eat them at your desk, or you can eat them in the vehicle as long as you're careful. You can see how that has turned into a really nice, creamy mixture. Now, the next part of this is we're going to go ahead and add our oats. And you want to add them all at once. You want to stir them in. Get them all nice and coated. I like to add the oats first. I think it tends to let the oats are a little firmer, so it lets them soften up a little bit. So now we're going to add our crisp rice cereal, and you just let these blend together. Takes a little bit. If you've ever made Rice Krispie treats, this is real similar to that. So you want to make sure and get all of your crisp rice cereal coated. So we did a really good job of letting that honey thin out with the peanut butter, so we don't have there's no lumps in this. So this is actually really good. You want to stir at the bottom. because a lot of the times people forget about the bottom, and that's where all the good stuff is. So you want to make sure that everything is coated well. And now we will add our fruit. It calls for a cup, but I don't really like to add that much. I like the cranberries, but my family real picky, so we don't add as much of the cranberries to the recipe. Again, if you want more cranberries or you want more raisins, feel free to add those, or any other kind of dried fruit that you like. Anything that you think will go well with peanut butter and honey, because that is the main ingredients of this. Now, that's all mixed up. We're going to let this cool for just a second. We're going to get our pan. I have an 8x8 pan here. Calls to grease the pan, but I like to just use good old-fashioned butter, because that way if it happens to stick to the cereal bars, at least you got the butter taste and not the grease or oil taste. So just really want to grease the sides, butter the sides, and there you go. Now it's time to put the mixture in. We're going to have to press the mixture into the pan. A couple ways you could do this. You would want to wash your hands and then maybe butter them. My mom used to do that all the time when we would make stuff. She'd butter her hands and put it in there, but I don't know. That's kind of a messy thing. I like to just get some food safe gloves, which I have here. And now it is time to just put the mixture, which is still warm, so be careful. You don't want to burn yourself. I'm going to put the mixture into the pan. Almost kind of like granola-like until it actually stiffens up. But you want to make sure that you get all of that good stuff out of there. So you want to make sure that it is not too hot, which it is not. So all you got to do is simply press into the butter pan. No worries, you lose a little bit. Press it down the end. And that's it. There's no more baking. There's no more anything. All you have to do now is let these this mixture cool down. And once it cools down, we will come back and we will cut them into bars and wrap this thing up. While we are waiting on the mixture to cool, we'll go over the nutritional information here. Now, each one of these bars is going to have about 200 calories in it, 10 grams of fat, 2 of which is saturated fat, and 61 grams of sodium. Only has 27 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of dietary fiber, and 16 total sugars, 9 of which are added. You also get 6 grams of protein, 17 milligrams of calcium, and 238 milligrams of potassium. Now, I told you I like to use these as a snack. In comparison, a Snickers bar around the same size has 250 calories, 12 grams of fat, and 28 grams of sugar. So you're looking at non-added sugar, about 19 grams of sugar difference, which is a big deal. Now, in reading in chapter 5 this week, went over the 6 basic nutrients, which were proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals, and water. While these cereal bars don't offer a lot of those nutrients, it is a snack, and so it doesn't have the bad stuff. So it doesn't have a lot of sugar and fat and things like that. So while it does offer some little bit of nutritional benefits, I like to look at it as it's better than a candy bar. It's easy to grab a candy bar or some chips. It's much better than that. So it doesn't have any added things that you don't need for your body. Let's go see if these cereal bars are ready to cut. All right, we've just washed our hands. So here we go. These bars are ready to be cut. You can cut them. That says they want 16 out of them, but again, we're on the go a lot, so we'll tend to cut them a little bit bigger than that. I just have a regular bread knife here and just cut them in. These maybe should have waited a little bit longer, but hey, we're doing a video here, right? All you got, it's simple as that. Just cut them into bars. And to store these, you just want to vacuum seal them in a airtight container. Not really vacuum seal them, airtight container. Or you can just put them in a Ziploc bag and store them that way. But generally at my house, they don't last that long because they are so good. But there you go. Some Rice Krispie oat cereal bars. Again, perfect for a snack and also good for breakfast as well.